back, and this video I'm going to talk about what I made with the supplies with the large kit that I had made for the mini kit Monday challenge group and the counterfeit kit challenge group. My name is Cilla, and I'm on a quest to use the supplies I already own. So today, let's talk about what I created, and we're going to talk about some hard questions and learning in this process. I'm learning about myself. I'm not going to put this on anyone else. This is about accountability to me. All right, so let's get to the layouts first. Now, the video that I had done previously showing the kit, if you'll remember, this kit was really large, but I'm proud to say I cut into every single paper that I had put into that kit. Did I kill the kit? No, and I'll show you that in a few minutes. But every single piece of paper got cut into, even the ones that intimidated me. So this is the first layout. This is my beautiful great niece. And I did not use sketches for these layouts. I've been scrapbooking for over 20 years now, and although I enjoy using sketches, sometimes I just enjoy plopping paper down. And my go-to design, my personal go-to design is the L shape, is the L design. And when I'm left to my own devices and I'm not following anybody else's sketches, I've noticed that even when I'm not purposefully doing an L design, my layouts still follow that general pattern. I can't help it. It is what it is. So once again, L. I just do. I love this photo. And the reason I love this photo is because there's so much significance to this piece of art. My oldest sister made this doll quilt for my sister that's just older than me. Now, I have 4 sisters. 3 are still with us. And my sister that this was gifted to, she wanted to preserve this quilt for so that she could pass it to her daughters, and they could pass it to their daughters, and so on. Well, she did have 2 girls, and her youngest daughter does have a little girl now. This is many, 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 many years later. But in between her being gifted the quilt and her actually getting a granddaughter, she got a new puppy. And the puppy loved to chew on everything. And the puppy chewed on a corner of this quilt, and it just was almost devastating to her. She was just grieved by it. And she decided to turn that tragedy into a gift. So when I got married back in 2019, my sister took part of her gift and saved it archivally. She works in a Hobby Lobby frame shop. She's a manager of the frame shop. And she didn't mat it. She framed it and archivally preserved it. And that became her wedding gift to me. So on this floor that my scrap room is in, we call it the turret, but it's basically extends the length of the house. I'm up in the eaves. There's this, you can see how the room starts, the knee wall starts there. This is a tiny little bedroom, and this has a built-in day bed. I wanted that room to be girly. I don't have girls. I have bonus daughters, but I gave birth to 2 sons. So I wanted something that was girly and feminine and just mine. And I can do that up here in the turret. So I took my sister's gift and had my husband to hang it in this little small bedroom. And while my sister was here on her vacation, we went to visit the Niagara Falls it was almost sunset, and we were able to see a little bit of sunset. And this, from the American side, is what you can see of the falls. If you're on the Canadian side, you can see the American side, and it's really, really pretty. But we could see what we could see. This layout is no photos because I just wanted to, and let me back up. I used the papers that intimidated me. I talked about that earlier. This one intimidated me. This one was a little too bright. But I thought, you know what? It's bright and happy. Let's do a layout about the things that this year just made me so happy. And the big thing that made me so happy this year was finally getting to move to New York, and my husband and I live under the same roof. That was a huge moment. I talked about my sister finally getting a granddaughter. Meet Miss Haley. Isn't she pretty? This was the first photo that her sweet mommy sent to introduce her to the family. So this is just after her birth, and she's cleaned up and resting on mommy. And mommy took this sweet little picture. And this layout is about my first day on my new job as postmaster of Sanborn, New York. So that's the layouts I completed. Dun, dun, dun. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I really felt like I had done more than that. Okay, it's 6. But you know, in reality, since my feelings were hurt about the color scheme, this was actually a great accomplishment. Let's put this sweet baby up here. Because there's nothing fall about this. And this is October, people. We need to do fall colors. So, oh my gosh, I need to get over myself. There we go. I got 6 layouts. I will upload photos to the groups that I was participating in their challenges. And now let's talk about what's left over and that hard question that I asked myself. So these are my scraps. So let's take the embellishments off first, and we'll talk about those in a moment. These are my scraps. And I'm going to show you the ones I'm keeping and the ones that have to leave my space. These have to leave my space. Number one, I had to push myself to use that paper. And I don't like to push myself to use a paper. Number 2, these are all from Pretty Little Studio, and they have a sheen to them. They're slick and glossy. I don't love that. I have a ton of paper in this room. We all know this. And I can afford to be a little selective. These are leaving my space. So that's going to the purge. These I'm keeping. They are from, I think the ones that I'm keeping are Heidi Swap, Pink Fresh. This is from Heidi Swap. And this is from Cocoa Vanilla. Now this one, y'all, you know I'm going to keep that one and keep loving on it until it's all gone. Because I only had 2 pieces of it. And why my brain goes to that level, when I love a piece of paper, then I just become a hoarder. There's no other way to describe it. I become a hoarder. I have a gazillion pieces of paper, and this one I'm going to use until it can't breathe anymore. Why? Why do I do things like that? I don't know. I don't know, but I do. And so now that we're friends, you have to know these bad secrets about me. So that's what I'm keeping. Here's the hard question I had to ask myself. So this is all that's left of the embellishments that came with the 3 scrap room kits that I added into my kit. I feel like I've done fairly well with those. I'm really, really happy with what I used. I used enamel dots, people. I really did. So I'm proud of that. Now, this is the hard question. These things I bought separately. These came with the Happy Blooms kit that I bought, or collection that I bought. I don't think I bought every single paper, but I do remember when I got it in the scrap room kit, I liked it. And so I bought a few more pieces of paper, and I bought 2 packs of the floral ephemera, and I bought 1 cardstock sticker sheet. I didn't use any of it at all. And the floral ephemera comes with 22 pieces. And I'm just going to show you what I have. These are the pieces. It's beautiful. And yes, I can use this in the future. But this is what I have left. And I used a lot of it. There's a lot left. And I don't have any paper from that collection left. So the hard question I had to ask myself is reevaluating my purchasing of ephemera and embellishments. And as I'm talking, and I shouldn't do this, I shouldn't think and try to talk at the same time, because that's no bueno. But I do sometimes. So I feel like I did good with this Heidi swap sheet. And, I used a lot of that. I used every single one of the numbers. This is usable in the future. I'm keeping that. And I'm keeping all of this. So what do I do when I have this much left over of a collection and I don't have the collection papers? This is the trouble that I've gotten myself into in the past, and because I've not evaluated in the past what to do. These just keep piling up. So can I make a new kit with these? Absolutely, I sure can. And that's probably exactly what I will do. However, taking the moment to look at what I'm going to keep, look at what I'm going to purge, and make a plan. Now, I watched a Victoria Marie live, I think it was a couple of months ago now. And she talked about receiving in a subscription kit and assigning it a project right away. Like going through the kit, defining how it's going to live its life in your space. And she didn't say that. That's my words. But she assigned it a project. She pulled photos, put it with it immediately. So when you pick up that kit, you're ahead of the game. You know what you're going to use it for. And I really like that concept. I have not put it into practice as of yet. But when I was sitting here looking at these and thinking, why did I buy so much? That's the hard question. Why did I feel like I needed 2 packs of the floral ephemera? Yes, in the past, there have been times when I wanted an extra floral ephemera and I didn't have it, and I had to make it do with something else. Boo-hoo. Y'all know I have too much stuff. In every category, I have too much stuff. So why would I act like I'm in desperate need because I ran out one time? That's ridiculous. And that's the kind of wake-up calls I need and conversations I need to have with myself. Now, you may not need to talk to yourself that way, but I do. Because this, I'm completely accepting that I'm going to use every single ounce of that paper. I'm not accepting for myself and my habits to keep allowing all of these embellishments and ephemera to pile up in my room and not have an end game, because I have so much. I have so much. I could embellish from here to China. I should not keep purchasing like I don't have enough. That's my point. That's what I'm trying to get at. It's not that I purchased, it's that I purchased way too much. Is that clear? I feel like I didn't explain that well. Let me rephrase. I don't want to step on anyone's toes, and I'm not stepping on my own toes for making scrappy purchases. Everyone has to find their own balance. I'm trying to find my balance. And having a collection with a limited amount of papers, and I know I want embellishments to go with it, so I purchase embellishments. I just don't need to purchase an overabundance. I think that's better. So, finding a balance, and in the future, reminding myself when I'm purchasing those embellishments to just use moderation. Okay. That was long-winded and very in-depth. Let's wrap this up. And the next video, we're going to go back to the fall supplies that I had pulled out for this month. It's not for any challenge. It's because it's October and I need to use fall supplies. I need to. So that's why I pulled those kits out. And we're going to talk about, in the video following that one, we're going to talk about burn rate for this month and those 12 layouts that I did at the very beginning. I hope you come back and let's continue this conversation on another day. Bye.